I feel the master. I feel
We
y'all
ready.
They ready. Well, come on.
We
Come on.
ready.
Y'all ready? They
We
ready.
ready.
We ready. We ready.
For ya.
Come on. We ready. Come on.
We ready.
Alright, what is your name?
Victoria Mendes,
And how old are you?
21.
What grade are you in?
I'm a junior.
And what sport do you play?
Soccer.
Where did you live before you came here?
Baton Rouge, Louisiana. But I'm from São Paulo, Brazil, and then I moved to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and then I moved to Lafayette.
Why do you play soccer?
It was my favorite sport growing up, and I found out that I could move to the US if I was like good enough to get a scholarship, and then I just kept playing, and then that was it. That was why.
How was the transition from high school to college?
It wasn't that hard because like freshman year is not hard. So I mean, I didn't have to study that much. It was just different like with practice, and I would be tired because of practice, but like academically it wasn't that bad.
What are some positives that you have experienced?
Of being an athlete?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, my family is not here, so the fact that I'm in a team, it's good because it feels like family.
Yeah.
And it's like you always have someone to like hang out with, or if you need something, there's always someone there. And it's also good because like you kind of have to learn how to manage time, and I think it will be helpful in the future.
And what are some negatives of playing?
You're tired of the time. And you can't do stuff that like regular college students do. Like you don't have time to like go out in the middle of the week or something. And that's, I mean, cool, I guess.
Yeah.
Not really.
What would you say are some pros of playing a college sport?
You get free stuff. you get a scholarship, and you make friends that like these friendships are gonna last for a long time.
What would you say are the biggest cons of playing a college sport?
You're sore all the time.
Alright, what do you want to do once you graduate?
I want to go to grad school. Might want to find a job and go to grad school at the same time, because I want to be a college professor, so I need to go like all the way up to a PhD and stuff.
And lastly, what is some advice that you would give to a first-time freshman?
Get your study hall hours. Don't watch Netflix in class. And be respectful to your professors and to your coaches, because it can help you a lot.
Alright, thanks Mendes.
Good start. Just finish up, step. Let's go. Oh,
Yeah.
there it is. Up again.
Good. My name is Caroline Rivera. I'm 20 years old. My classification, a JUCO transfer. This is my third year, and I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada.
Why do you play this sport?
I've been playing it since I was a kid, but it's always like just been an outlet to me. And obviously, I mean, it's got me this far, and it's got me for education, so.
How was your transition from high school to college?
It was different just because it was high school to JUCO. And JUCO, it's like a low D1, but just less money. So it was pretty tough, and obviously I went from Vegas to Wyoming, so it wasn't easy.
So was it different from JUCO to like coming to UL?
Yeah, everything was more different. Like high school to JUCO was itself, and then JUCO to here was another thing.
What are some positive or negatives you have experienced throughout college?
Positives, again, free education, getting to meet great people. Like, I got to meet some really great people out in JUCO, getting to meet people here. So just making, like, good relationships. And then negatives, basically just being away from home and trying to just, I guess, find me without my family, which is something different.
What are some pros and cons of playing in collegiate basketball?
Pros, again, education. Like that's really just a strong pro, because if you look at it, like a full ride is a lot of money. Like not everybody gets a full ride, and that's like one of the biggest pros. And obviously, continuing to play is something that I've loved since I've been a kid. And a con is I guess being like looked down upon by other students, just like how other students view us, like all other student athletes. So they get it easy, they always get like the better grades, but that's like false, because it's actually harder. We're full-time students and we're full-time athletes, and it's not easy to balance.
What do you what do you want to do once you graduate from college?
I want to get my master's in sociology and minor in psych. So, basically, I don't know. I want to do like a lot of things. I can do a lot with my master's when I get my master's. But I think I want to like work with juvenile delinquents and kind of just get them a different view of life, because obviously the life that they know as an adolescent isn't gonna get them anywhere. So just want to help them out.
Do you have any advice for first-time freshmen?
Yes. Senior year, just basically adore and embrace every moment of senior year, and just like embrace your family, your friends, and just enjoy like the last moments of being a kid, because once you get to college and you're away from home, that's adult life and you're no longer a kid. So.
My name is Antonia Antoine. I am 22 years old. I am a senior at the University of Louisiana. I continue to play the game of volleyball specifically because I just love the game. I love the competitive aspect. I love the camaraderie aspect. How was your transition from high school to college? My transition, I would say it wasn't horrible, but I would definitely also say that the transition was, I'm not going to say it was hard. I'm not going to say it was easy, but I feel like I learned a lot. You know, I wasn't ready per se, like, to take on college. Man, I struggled with staying on top of my work. I struggled with studying, and, you know, nobody can necessarily teach you those habits. You know, for me, it's kind of like a hit or miss. It's like something that I have to get used to. So I think I just, you know, I'm not going to say extremely smooth, because I did struggle a little bit, but it wasn't bad at all. Sorry, my dog needs to go outside. What are some positive views experienced throughout college? I think positives I've experienced is meeting new people. Definitely experiencing. I feel like experiencing college was positive. Like, it's no other thing that will test you. Like, I don't care what anybody says. People that don't go to college, more power to them. But college is something different. It tests you like different. Like, I think college in itself is a positive. What are some negatives you have experienced throughout college? I just personally think that college is, you know, sometimes hard to juggle. People, even non-athletes, they have jobs, they have full-time jobs they have to have. As an athlete, I have a full-time job that I need to be, you know, focused in on, but I'm a student first. So sometimes negatively that impacted me, like procrastination-wise, time management-wise. I sometimes put being a student behind sometimes I put being an athlete behind being a student. So it was just hard for me. And, you know, it just affected me sometimes grade-wise. And I think that was the only negative I really experienced. What are pros of playing collegiate? Definitely meeting new people. Definitely. I remember, like, committing to come to you all. I remember that whole process. I remember getting to my dorm and I'm like, oh, like, I'm home, like, yada, 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 like, this is gonna be a breeze. And I realized I know nobody, like, I literally know nobody on this team. And even though I was home, it still felt foreign to me. So I was like, you know, like, I'll be with my best friends, I'll be with my friends, it don't matter. But I had to literally, you know, meet new people that I didn't think I would have to meet and develop relationships that I didn't think I would have to develop. And I'm glad that I developed all of those. And the years coming, like, new incoming people, I've developed relationships with them that are, like, gonna last a lifetime. So that's definitely a positive. You just develop a competitive nature. You develop a newfound, like, kind of like when you get in the workforce, it's like you always want to keep climbing that ladder. That's what playing collegiately did for me. Like, I always wanted to reach new goals. I always wanted to be better than I was yesterday. I would say some cons of playing collegiately is definitely the stress, the workload of being a college athlete.
All right, what's your name?
Matthew Barnes,
Where are you from?
Waco, Texas.
What sport do you play?
I play football.
Waco, Texas is a long ways away. What was it like transitioning from high school to college?
The transition?
Yeah.
The transition was tough for me. I'm a real Texas boy. Where we eat barbecue, we go play on the playground every day. I had to come to Louisiana. You know, I ain't like it at first, but it grew on me. The culture here, the people here, I love it. I hated it at first, though.
Why'd you choose Louisiana over, I'm sure, many other college offers you had?
I'm gonna keep it real, man. Hey, it was almost the only thing I had left now. The game dirty. Them coaches trying to get me now. I almost ended up at home at the Crib University. The Crib University.
What's the Crib University?
The house, living with your mama until the age of 23. 2-bedroom, 4 kids. That's just the environment I grew up in. But yeah, man, I chose Louisiana. I came on my official visit. I enjoyed it, man. You know, they took me to the keg. It was about 2013. That lets you know how long I've been here. Took me to the keg. I turned up a couple nights, and here I am. But I enjoyed my time.
All right, what are some pros of playing college football?
I think the pros of playing college football are the connections you make. That's a big thing for me. As I'm about to go into business world, I'm getting my MBA and I'm finishing in the spring. I think all the connections I've made have bettered me for my opportunities. I've met people, the owners of Papa Lock. I've met Mr. Ed Domain, entrepreneur. You know, I've worked for a lawyer. I've worked for Coca-Cola in sales. I think just the connections you make and the people you meet will be something that you can't get anywhere else. You know,
sure.
As bad as I hate to say it, you're sort of a celebrity in a small aspect, and people look up to you, so people get excited to meet you. Another thing I think is going through adversity. You know, I mean, you lose games, you got to learn how to respond, which is the same thing in real life. You know, you go through things every day. You wake up every morning, you don't want to do it, you don't want to work out every day, you don't want to practice, but that's the same thing in real life. What are you going to do when you have a family on the line, when you have bills on the line, everything else to do?
Mm-hmm. So, after all that you've been through, the many years you're here, many ups and downs, what advice would you give to first-time freshmen coming, sports or no sports?
Oh man, first-time freshmen, stick it out because you're gonna want to quit every time and any time something gets hard. You just have to stick it out, man. Stay to what got you here. I mean, you're here in the first place, so for some reason you are here and you made it. So that's just stick it out.
Sure. This is Matthew Barnes, senior here at University of Louisiana, tight end. Good luck in the real world.
I put my feelings on safety. so I don't go shooting where your heart beat. Cause you take the bullet trying to save me, then I'm left to deal with making you bleed. And that's a whole lot of love, ain't trying to waste it. Like we be running them out and never make it. That's just too bitter for